What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of the DualShockers ShockCast. My name is Ryan. I am your host. As you can tell, Lou Cataldi, once again, not here. I am filling in as his doppelganger for this week. So joining me today for this week, we've got Azario Lopez.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, that is Azario. And we've got Giuseppe Nelva with us as well.
Hello, everyone.
Somehow he hasn't collapsed from all the PlayStation news that we got today, so we're very happy to have Giuseppe on here, even though he hasn't eaten all day, so he's probably going to eat right after this, right, Giuseppe?
He's going to be grumpy.
Don't talk about it. Please don't remind me.
All right. So we're going to... So we're going to get started. So today, as you can see the title of the show, The Future of PlayStation, we're going to be talking about specifically the PlayStation meeting that happened today and the reveals of new hardware and all things PlayStation. So really quick, we're just going to go into what we've been playing. So Azario, do you want to start first and just tell us what you've been playing lately?
What I've been playing? Well, I've been reviewing two games, One Way Heroics from Spike Chunsoft and Psychopaths Mandatory Happiness from NIS America. So look forward to those reviews on Friday. They should be out. So I don't know if I can say anything about that. I won't. I can, however, say that I have been playing Criminal Ghost 2, and I'm about 2 hours in. And since there's no preview embargo, I will say that I haven't noticed anything out of place in terms of anything that's been taken out. But I know things have been taken out, so I think that's where it hurts.
Okay.
But there's that. I'm having fun though. It's really disturbing, amazing game.
Awesome. Glad to hear. And Giuseppe, have you been playing anything or just keeping the lights on here?
Yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of Black Desert still.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say
that was the first thing I knew, yeah.
That's what keeps me sane. But I played quite a lot else, actually. I've been playing the new Super Robot Wars original generation, the Asian copy that it's in English. Then I've been playing quite a lot of the Battlefield 1 beta, actually. I'm trying to become less sucky at FPSs, just because that the game is really nice so far. I really enjoy it, even if it's quite a bit imbalanced. When I managed to get a 20 kill streak on a light tank, it means the light tank is a little overpowered.
I've also heard that horses are pretty much unstoppable in that game, from what I've seen. I've heard horses.
Well, horses are unstoppable. I mean, they are literally unstoppable. Meaning that if you actually run over someone with a horse, you kill him.
Yeah, I saw a video of that.
Something happened. Yesterday it happened because there was two people that were capturing a flag to enemy, and one of those was, by the way, the new special class, the Gunner class. I don't remember the name. The Sentry class, which has the full armor, and he seems like unstoppable. So I charge in with a horse. I completely miss the charge. Like I bump into something, so I'm there totally sitting like a sitting duck, and these two people start shooting me and kill me. And while I was being killed, I managed to disentangle myself and start moving very slowly with my horse towards them. So I died. I fell from the saddle. My horse went on like 3 feet more, hit them both, and they both died.
Yeah, I've seen some.
And I was already dead. And basically, the whole charge was like 3 feet of charge.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty ridiculous videos where I've seen people basically jousting on horses where they take their swords and try and hit each other. And then also a good one where someone got shot off their horse, but the horse kept charging, so it ran right into the guy that shot the other guy and killed him.
That's what happened
to me. So,
exactly what happened. But the problem is that my whole charge was 3 feet. I literally moved 3 feet before hitting them, and they still died, both of them. And I got double kill too.
Yeah, it's made for some entertaining videos. Have you been playing anything else, or that's been it?
I've been playing. Let me think. I've been diving a little bit back into Hearts of Iron 4 just to relax a little bit because conquering nation is a good way to relax. And I've been playing a little bit of Yakuza 5 as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
Preparing for Yakuza 6.
Yeah.
I've been dabbling a little bit on the go on Persona 4 Golden because Persona 5 is coming.
Yeah, it's a good way to prepare. Yeah. Yeah, we actually got a comment from Dalo in the comments here. He says, "I could play the Battlefield 1 beta mostly because I was too lazy to put it in my email for EA's beta and stuff." Or I guess I couldn't play the beta because I was too lazy. So, but yeah, the beta I think ends tomorrow, so hopefully they'll have another one coming up before the game comes out.
Was
but I guess
open,
we'll
so you didn't really need the mail or anything.
Yeah. But anyway, for what I've been playing, so I over the weekend, the Labor Day weekend, I managed to finish The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I played through that and finished the main campaign. So I finished one massive RPG, and now I'm starting with another one, Dragon Quest VII on 3DS, which I'm reviewing. So I'm very excited to be playing that. And then yeah, that's basically been my it.
Version, by the way. Which kind of looks
What's
worse
that?
than the 2 version, by the way.
When does Dragon Quest 7 come out?
It comes out, I believe, the 16th in the US for 3DS, so it's coming soon. It's not that far away. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a couple quick site plugs before we move into the main topic. We had a preview by Giuseppe for Event Zero, I believe that's the name. That just went up. And then a couple of we have a couple of reviews that also went up recently. We've got May Q, Labyrinth of Death. We've got the Drinkbox Vita collection that I reviewed. The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2. You'll know more about that game later with a special surprise. And then we've got, I'm going to butcher this, so I'm sorry, Azario, because I think you reviewed this. Touhou Genso Rondo Bullet Ballet. Did I get it right? Or did I? Touhou Toho? I told you I was going to butcher it. Toho, okay. I messed it up. Sorry. I knew I was going to butcher it, so... So yeah, you can check out all those reviews and previews on the site. They're up now. So with that, we've got a lot to cover. So Giuseppe's just, I got like 4 fired points for that probably. So anyway, we're gonna move right into the main topic. So we're gonna talk about the future PlayStation, as the name of the show is for this week. So basically, as many of you probably know, Sony had a big meeting/press conference in New York City today at the PlayStation Theater. Where they basically made some hardware announcements. So the main ones being the PS4 Slim, which we've known about for like 2 weeks unofficially, so they've officially confirmed it. And then what was formerly known as the PS4 Neo and the PS4K, which has now been revealed as the PlayStation 4 Pro. Giuseppe, do you want to talk about these a little bit and just explain these?
First of all, I would like to observe a minute of silence for the PS4 Slim, especially the 1 terabyte version, which is being sent into the line of duty to sacrifice itself, weighed down by a ridiculous price. So press X to pay his respects. Honestly,
okay.
Let's talk about it for a moment, okay? The 500 gigabyte version costs $299, which is already on the brink of weird, because that's the price of the PS4, normal PS4. It costs less, it's smaller, and it's still $299. Okay, I can deal with that. The 1 terabyte version, which I don't know if it will come to North America or not, because for now I've seen only on Japanese sites. And on the Japanese press release from Sony, cost, if the yen exchanges works how it should work, it will cost $349 if it comes to the West, or 349 euros if it comes to Euro. So that's $50 less than the Pro, which has the same 1 terabyte hard drive, by the way. So basically, you get everything less, the same hard drive, $50 less. So
what you're telling us is to just buy the Pro.
I mean, why? Why would anyone want to buy that console for $50 less? Why? There is absolutely no reason. It's crazy. Like, that pricing is absolutely bonkers. So my listeners, tell me, why would you buy a console for $349 when the Pro is coming with the same hard drive and everything better than that? Why? I pose for responses because this is I'm amazed.
What was did they give a release date for the Pro?
The Pro, yes.
The Pro's coming in November.
November 12th. November 10th.
Xbox.
That's 2 months after.
Do something.
Less than 2 months after.
Why? Xbox is going to be late to the party again.
But that doesn't matter. It's completely different console. I mean, the Scorpio is a completely different ballpark in specs and whatever. Let's not talk about Xbox here. Let's talk about PS4 Slim against PS4 Pro. Why would anyone want to buy a Slim? I mean, okay, the 500 gigabytes, it's $100 less. So
well, let's before we go into that, let's just really quick for those that don't know. So basically, the PS4 Slim is basically like the name implies. It's going to be a smaller, slimmer, more power efficient version of the PS4, but it doesn't have any performance, boosts over the original model or things like that. It's just basically going to be a revised version of the current PS4. The PS4 Pro, which was the Neo, the 4K, all the different rumored names. Is going to provide 4K enabled displays. Now, Giuseppe, you could probably speak a little bit more. You could speak a little bit better than me.
Over twice as much the power, the GPU power, a boosted CPU, which I think it just means that it's overclocked because they did not give details here. It has HDR, which is supported on all PS4 consoles. The new
there's going to be an update next week.
Yeah, the new system software update,
firmware update. Yeah,
is going to enable for HDR for consoles, but the Pro, which by the way is pretty silly name. I actually like PlayStation Neo more, like PS4 Pro. I don't want it to be a Pro.
I like saying PS games. Pro.
I mean, I want to play games. I already have a job. But anyway, aside from that, the fact is that it's basically more powerful, a lot more powerful, and it costs $399, while the Slim costs $299 officially announced for the West, for the 500 gigabytes version, and there is one announced in Japan for 1 terabyte, which we don't know if it's gonna come West, which. Doing the exchange radio, it will cost $349 if it comes west.
I will say, in terms of conferences, this one was pretty boring.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was very non-climactic.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be climatic or spectacular. That's E3. It was an announcement. They needed to announce stuff. Of course, they can't really show you the power of 4K on a stream or HDR or a non-HDR enabled screen.
They do have TTS coming up, so they're probably holding everything till then anyway, and probably PlayStation experience. But I just felt that they could have used this time to focus on a little piece of hardware known as the PlayStation Vita. Just say it.
It's never gonna happen.
But during sorry, go ahead, Azario.
Oh no, I was just hoping that they would announce the new version of the Vita. But
you really believe those rumors? I told you they were not believable.
Yeah, as much as I love the Vita's dead. They can't.
Me
they
too.
won't do another
I
one.
absolutely adore my Vita, but it's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
Sony's done. I think Sony's done with the portables for good.
Yeah, I think so. But basically, so aside from just the hardware announcements, we also got to see some games in action that were being shown in 4K. And I guess, like Giuseppe said, it was kind of hard to tell, since most of us were watching it on stream, that it's kind of hard to tell from a not great, Twitch or a YouTube stream or wherever you're watching it, to really see what 4K, output looks like. But from what I could tell, I'm sure it probably is really impressive. We saw a couple demos of games. We saw Spider-Man PS4 was the first game I think that they showed for 4K display. They've also shown some other upcoming titles. They showed they also showed things like Uncharted 4, some recent stuff. They showed Rise of the Tomb Raider. They showed what else? They showed Horizon Zero Dawn was also one of the big demos that they had there. So it's definitely a good presentation to show, some of their upcoming games and kind of give people incentive to upgrade to the PS4 Pro if they don't already have one. But I think personally for me, it's going to be like it's not something I'm going to look toward getting because I already have a PS4. I don't really feel the need yet, so I think it may be a bit more of a difficult buy for people that already have a console. That already like, have the PS4.
There is one thing that is important for people that, which actually wasn't very much covered in the conference itself. It was covered more on the post show that they had, which you don't really need a 4K TV to enjoy improvement in the games with the PS4 Pro, which is something that PC gamers will appreciate, because the console supports super sampling. Basically, what it does, it's even if you have a normal 1080p screen, it will internally render the image at whatever higher resolution it is, and then it squashes it to 1080p, and it reduces a lot the aliasing. It shows more detail, and if you have a PC, you can already do it. If you have if you have a very powerful video card, and having done it in quite a few games, the difference is actually pretty good. It's not as big as having an actual 4K screen, but it's very, very noticeable if you have the horsepower to do it. So that's actually pretty nice. And they also say that they will leave the developers the choice to how to implement the power of the console for people that don't have 4K. So, for instance, in Paragon, they increase the number of objects on screen, so there is like the environments are richer and stuff like that. So every developer would kind of choose what to do with the power. But I think actually, personally, I think 4K is kind of the less interesting thing. I'm hoping that developers will more focus on making like a very super stable frame rates, this kind of environment enriching features, and super sampling for people that don't have 4K TV, because I don't have 4K TV, and a lot of people don't have it as well. And I think pretty much everyone at Sony is very aware that the market of people that have 4K TV is not that big. So I think they're gonna push more on improving the games for people at 1080p, and then of course you will be able to have 4K if you have 4K TV. But other than that, I'm more interested in the lower spec and improvement, because I don't have any plan to get a 4K TV soon, but I will get a PS4 Pro.
Yeah. That actually brings up, Dallo brought up in the comments saying that he said, I have to ask who here has a 4K TV or monitor that can support the Pro features. Like, and I think I'm in a similar position with Giuseppe. With I don't have a 4K TV. I just have a basic, just small HD TV. So it's not something I immediately want to get, but I do, maybe down the line I will get one. But I mean, there are also other benefits to the Pro as well, because they also announced during the conference that they're going to be including some streaming apps that will also be able to be used on the PS4 Pro, like Netflix and YouTube. So for people that are also watching 4K, films or TV or things like that, there could also be sort of that benefit as well.
However, it's not going to support discs.
Yes, that is one big thing that I don't think they announced it during the conference, but they announced after the fact that the PS4 Pro won't be able to play 4K Blu-rays. Not, it won't be able to play.
They had the courage to do away with 4K Blu-ray.
It's interesting.
Courage.
Another thing they didn't bring up was their new controller design either. So that's why I thought they could have done with an extra 30 minutes to kind of dive deep, maybe show off the new camera that they announced right after the event. They announced a new PlayStation camera, they announced a new controller, and it's just like that would have been cool to see.
Not really, because the camera is identical. The only thing that's different is the look of the camera, which who cares? I mean, I don't think that's conference worthy, to be honest. And the controller, they did bring it up in the post show, and it's just the new little light bar on top, and the fact that you can connect it via USB, that Mark Cerny was all like happy because if you play fighting games, you don't have any lag with the USB, which is true. It's nice, but people that are really pro at fighting games, I don't think they use the DualShock. They use the fight stick and whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's good if you don't want absolutely any lag with your DualShock. You can now connect it via USB. It's not bound to the new consoles. So if you buy a new DualShock 4, you get that feature on the old console as well. So you can decide either to connect it via USB or via Bluetooth as usual, and that's pretty neat, I guess.
So I will say that I am going to buy the PlayStation Pro, but I don't want Sony to do this to me every 2 years. And if they do,
that's the problem.
I will be very upset.
That's the problem I see.
Well, yeah, we get into this PC culture now where we have to upgrade every year, and that's why I turn to consoles to not do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to constantly be buying the next iteration, the next from N40 or from 940 to 970. I don't want to do those video card things. Honestly, frame rate doesn't even matter to me, guys. Like, I just want to play games.
Yeah, you play.
I play Weeaboo games anyway, so it's not gonna matter to me.
Yeah, well, I think that is one of the more interesting things about the console announcement of them seeing that it does kind of feel like there is a little bit more of that line starting to blur between consoles and PC. Because during the presentation, they also showed some older games or games that have released like pretty recently that'll be able to support the resolution of the PlayStation Pro. So they showed Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. They showed games like. Yeah, they showed Shadow of Mordor. They showed like a bunch of others that like are a couple years old now. So
Ryan, you're forgetting the very famous and well-known Infamous Light.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, Infamous Light. That one is like they showed First Light. So it's interesting to see these games that are a couple years old that they're showing that will be able to support the sort of benefits of the PlayStation Pro. Which I think made me think more of sort of a PC mindset where you upgrade, and you get a stronger PC, and then you can go back and play older games and see them in better resolution or frame rate or what you might not have seen before.
Well, they definitely spent a lot of time in the conference saying how they're not trying to separate the community. They're putting them both together. PS4 and PS Pro players will have the same experience, except PS Pro players will have a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm worried about is, which I also addressed in an article a while ago, everyone told me that was crazy, which I'm seeing as a very solid possibility of an escalation. Okay, PS4 Pro comes out now, and that's awesome. But next year Scorpio comes out, and Sony says, "Oh wait, why are we going? Are we going to let them have the power advantage? No fucking way!" And they make the PS4 Pro or something like that, which is more powerful, as powerful than the Scorpio, which is what Azario was talking about.
Yeah.
After all, they just need to add another bun to it. After all.
Yeah, I was just saying, all they need to do is they just need to sandwich two of them together, like the.
Another little hamburger.
Yeah, the problem is that what if they do that? What if every year or every 2 years, well, maybe 2 years, every year maybe too much, but what if every 2 years we get a new PS4 Pro, whatever?
Yeah.
That becomes a little untenable for people that don't have like a lot of disposable income.
Well,
and also,
did we see how big the PS Pro is? Because Andrew House
it's a little bigger than it looks like it's a little bigger than a regular PS4, I think, from what the pictures showed. So it's not that much bigger, but
it's a PS4 plus one bun.
Plus it's a PS4 and a half, like a half of one big blade strapped on it. But I was actually pretty surprised at the announcement today that the PS Pro is coming in November. I figured with the Scorpio coming next year, which I think it's holiday next year, right? I was surprised that I figured that we wouldn't see the Neo until quite a ways away. So that does make me think maybe if there is probably down the line there will be something I think that's more comparable with the Scorpio. Because I mean, in terms of pure power, like whatever Microsoft has with the Scorpio is probably going to be better than what Sony has on offer with the PS4 Pro.
Well, here's the problem: is that the VR comes out next month, and the VR actually comes with an extra cord that connects to your PlayStation 4 to enable it. It's kind of like a little brick that gives.
It's not really used for to give power. It's more used to for the external social screen. It doesn't really add power.
So is that installed already in the PlayStation 4 Pro?
No. That's
I feel like they should have rolled with that one. That would have been pretty cool.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it does nothing.
With the PlayStation VR coming out so soon, I think they were forced to kind of put this out as soon as possible because this is going to be they want you to experience their VR is the best way possible, and that's with PlayStation Pro.
Yeah.
No, that's I don't think that's the case. I mean, of course they were forced because they want to come out with everything together. But I've tried PlayStation VR, and honestly, I don't think it's lacking on normal PS4s. I mean, I don't think the experience was lacking in any way. I tried games like Riggs and Eve Valkyrie, and I tried Eve Valkyrie that I also tried on Oculus Rift, and I didn't really see that much of a difference, honestly.
Yeah, see, I played games like Hatsune Miku Experience.
Yeah, that's not playing.
And that really pushed the hardware to the
That's not a game. There. Come on. That's really not a game. That's I don't even know how to describe that thing, honestly.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I've never been with PlayStation VR. I've never been car sick or felt sick. Oculus I have, so we'll see what happens.
That's probably because Oculus is a lot less controlled as an environment. Like with the PlayStation VR, you have Sony that is like certifying and controlling all the games, so they make sure that all the games are bearable, right? Mm. But Oculus is a lot more like free environment development-wise. So developers are probably more free to also release less safe experiences. Even if we have to say, like, I've seen a conference a couple of days ago at PAX in which the developers of the new Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that was talking about the fact that on PS4, on PSVR, they have two locomotion methods for their new VR experience. One just lets you teleport, and that helps with the motion sickness. And the other one is you actually walk around, and that's you should use that only if you're kind of used to it, because otherwise you risk to feel sick. So maybe that's also something that some developers are doing.
Yeah, sure. So one question I had was that obviously with the PS4 Slim in particular, we knew, at least a week or two ago there were leaks of it, and so we'd known about it for a while, but Sony hadn't really officially confirmed it until now. Did the leak of the PS4 Slim impact like what you guys were expecting to see from the show, or were you still surprised by what Sony had to show?
I was surprised by single thing, honestly. what was less to be surprised? I mean, I was pleased because they showed nice things, but I wasn't surprised by pretty much anything because it was all leaked.
Yeah. Azario, what about you?
I wanted to be surprised, but I wasn't. I kind of don't like leaks for that reason. Mm-hmm. And we're working in this industry. It kind of sucks because you have to expose yourself to all this stuff to get news out. So you're never surprised anymore when things come out. Or it kind of sucks because I like being on the other side where it's like, oh shit, PlayStation Slim. Because there are people that don't check the internet, that don't read the IGNs. They mostly read Forbes and all this stuff, and they're gonna get the whole width of this. They're gonna be like, okay, PlayStation 4 Slim, this is the first I've heard of it. That's amazing. And so there are people out there that I know are stoked and were surprised. They didn't
Well,
pull a thing
surprise,
on stage where
surprise,
they're like,
hopes are
"You
not.
might have already heard this." You know how like when things get leaked, they go on stage and they're like, "Oh, you might have already heard this," but no,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
played it. I think they played it off very well, even though all the leaks happened. You know what? Fuck YouTubers for doing all that. Like I get it, but all those YouTubers that put all those videos on, I don't think you're cool, and I just want to say that. But
Well,
thanks for showing off your
after
stuff.
all, the very simple thing is that I'm pretty sure that people at Sony hate leaks much more than you do at the moment. But in the end, that's the nature of the beast, and it's on Sony to be, less of a leaking boat. Because honestly, Microsoft does not leak as much as Sony does. So if Microsoft can do it, that Sony can do it.
Yeah, I think they were so far in development with this Slim that they kind of just let it out, I because it's so close to release. It's coming next month, like
Yeah.
these things are already through made and boxed and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could do better with security, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
come on, everything Sony does gets leaked always.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because pretty much with this conference, like we knew what to expect. We knew that they were going to announce the PS4 Slim. They were going to announce, what is now the PS4 Pro. They did have a couple like surprise things in there, though. They showed the gameplay the gameplay demo of Mass Effect Andromeda, which I was not expecting at all, which
nice.
was a nice surprise. Yeah.
But I was expecting because it leaked earlier today.
Yeah, yeah. But I think also like I think a lot of the reactions that I had kind of seen from the conference seemed a little negative or a little bit not quite negative, but maybe a little disappointed. I think people were thinking that this was going to be more of a PlayStation experience type thing where there were going to be more big game reveals and announcements and things like that. But I feel like, especially in proximity to things like TGS, we've got Paris Games Week, we've got a lot of events coming up, and I think Sony probably wanted to keep this more focused on hardware rather than software because there's still 3 or 4 more shows at least for the rest of the year that they still have to show things at.
And you're right. Now next week they don't have to waste 45 minutes talking about their PlayStation 4 Pro.
Right.
They just jump right into the games.
They just jump into the games, exactly. So I think that's maybe people were hoping for, especially because there were the rumors of, Red Dead being shown at the event, which I still didn't think would happen. But, I think people were hoping that there would be some kind of big announcement to still be kind of a surprise, given that, like, we knew that they were going to announce these two things. So
it's insane. It's insane the third-party support that Sony has right now. Them showing like Spider-Man and Call of Duty on their stage, like, man, their support is pretty deep now.
The funny thing is that people expected to have a Red Dead, not the new Red Dead, but the Red Dead remaster.
Yeah, that
announced at this conference. Really? I that one was like, what the heck? Really, they think that they announced new hardware and they're going to announce a remaster with it? Seriously?
Yeah.
That would have been like an enormous waste of time in the conference. Like, that would have disappointed me, honestly.
Yeah, and honestly, if there's any studio that doesn't really need a press conference to announce things, like Rockstar's up there. I mean, they're pretty much the only ones that are unmatched in that department. So just to really quick go through a couple comments, and then we'll move on. So Dalo added a couple things in here. He said, I am not getting a Pro, at least for years. I want to see where things go, more info needed, which I feel like I'm in a similar sort of boat. He also mentioned here, multiplayer games will run at the same frame rate across PS4 Pro and standard PS4. Sony does not want to give advantage to Pro users. I don't know how true this is, but with what this means for games like Bloodborne that will not get patches for performance. So yeah, I'm assuming, I guess, with some of the games that we did see that are getting performance enhancements from the PS4 Pro, I guess that might be on a more case-by-case basis. Like, it won't be something that's across the board going to happen for all games, I guess, is what he's trying to get at.
That's going to be you're getting the Pro for visual upgrades. I feel like
right.
But multiplayer, I don't know how they would do that. How they would give the advantage to one console over the other. So I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, hold the fort for a minute. I have 5 minutes, something urgent to post.
Okay, all right, we'll go through that. That's fine. So we'll just quickly. So a couple other things that Dalo said here. He said so much info, but everything is still in flux, so we need more info about their vision. So yeah, I guess I would agree. Like there was a lot. There was a lot of information definitely diverged about the hardware. Spider-Man is first party funded, Azario says, so with a heart afterwards. So. So anyway, so now we'll kind of wrap up on this topic really quick.
Ryan,
so let's just
Ryan, I just want to say, how stoked would you be? And I'm saying this with G's off the line so that I can just talk. But how stoked would you be? And at the end of the 45 minutes, the lights just go down, and you hear a guy walking, and he's like, "Man, I really want to play a game." And then the screen boosts up, and then he's walking with this handheld, and you're like, "Wait, what's in his hand? What is that?" And
You're fired.
The camera pans over his shoulder, and you see it, and you see this OLED saturated, beautiful screen looking right back at you, and what is he playing? The new God of War on the new Vita.
You're hoping the PS Vita Pro? Is that what you're hoping for?
The PS Vita, Dario.
All right, let's. We're gonna wrap up here really quick. So we'll leave off with any final thoughts just on the announcements that Sony had today. And will you be picking up either a PS4 Slim or a PS4 Pro? Azario, do you want to go first?
I'll definitely be getting the Pro. Maybe I'll be getting the Pro when it launches, but I have a $300 Final Fantasy 15 box to buy, so I don't think I'll have to look at where my expenses are going. If I cancel that pre-order, I will definitely get the Pro.
All right, awesome. Giuseppe, are you there?
Sorry, no. I was writing. I'm still writing, but I'm gonna get the Pro for sure. There's Slim, not now, not ever.
Got it. Yeah. I think for me, I'm not really I'm pretty content with my original PS4 right now. If I did get a Pro, it might be another year, maybe another year. I'd give it and see. I don't really feel the need to get one right now. I'm pretty okay with just going with the OG PS4 as it's called.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I'll pick up the new controller. Maybe that's the thing I'll do. But I'm with you. I don't really feel the need visually that I need to upgrade my PS4 right now.
Yeah, I think the big part of it though too is that we mentioned that none of us really have 4K TVs. I don't have one, so I feel like even though you don't need a 4K TV to use it, I feel like to get the full benefits of it and all, you kind of need a 4K TV, and so that's something I wouldn't get for a while. So I think I'm not really gonna go for that yet. But actually, at the controller, I think Dalo mentioned here. My thing is that based on the info, they have only improved the DS4 only slightly. I still feel the DualShock 4 is made of cheap parts. I don't really know. I know that they made some slight adjustments to the controller, but I don't really know specifically. Do you know, Azario? Or
well, they had me return my 2 day one controllers because they put bad grips on them for the analog sticks. They would fall off and deteriorate. So if you sent those in, they would send you new ones. And that's all I know that they fixed. But
I think they fixed the grips at the back, right?
Yeah,
or something.
I think they just fixed the grips.
Yeah, it was not really minor stuff. I know people have been hoping for a DualShock 4 Elite or something, comparable to that. So we'll see. I really like the DualShock 4. I don't really mind it. I think compared to the Xbox One, I prefer that a little bit. The controller there a little bit more, but I think compared to the previous DualShock controllers, I'm still really happy with the DualShock 4. So
maybe maybe if Activision funds one for a Call of Duty edition or something like that. I don't know.
I could see something like that. Yeah, and also Dalo in here at the comments, Azario said, cancel that collector's edition for Final Fantasy 15 since it does not come with the season pass. So I guess just think about it. Yeah.
It's true.
All right, so we're gonna move on from that topic there and kind of start, wrapping up a bit. But first, we've got a giveaway that we did not formally announce, but came in through the last minute thanks to Azario and some of our friends at the publishers and developers behind The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel 2. So we have codes that we have a code that we're going to give away to a lucky winner in the Twitch stream for The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel 2. We'll pick one winner, and they'll get either their choice of either the PS3 or the PS Vita version. So we're going to roll that now. And hopefully not get one of us. So winner. Winner is not Azario Plays. So let's try this again. Try it again.
I want it again. Type in the chat.
We'll give it one more and hopefully not be Azario.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
He's fired, so he can win it.
Azario really wants Dalo R. Lance. Code Trails of Cold Steel 2. So Dalo, I will whisper you that you'll get your choice of either PS3 or do that momentarily. So let's move on from there. I don't think we have any 8-bit idiots this week, so I think we'll just move on from there, unless Giuseppe has one. Giuseppe, any 8-bit idiots?
No, go ahead. Let's move on.
All right, yeah, we're going to start wrapping up. But we're going to go through some upcoming games really quick. We'll just go through the list. So for today, we had Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas for PS4 and Xbox One, Unbox for Windows. Then tomorrow, we've got Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice for 3DS, Project High Rise for Windows and Mac. On the 9th, we get Inferno Climber for Windows and Toxic for Windows. Then September 13th, we've got a pretty busy day releases. We've got BioShock the Collection for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's a big one coming up. That a lot of people are really excited about that. So then we've got Dead Rising for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's the remastered version of the game. Then we've got Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 2 Off the Record for PS4 and Xbox One. There's also going to be a triple pack for PS4 and Xbox One that has all three of those together that you can get. Then we've got Mayq Labyrinth of Death for PS Vita, which is on which we reviewed. So I think that was Kenneth. That wasn't you, right, Azario?
Oh, yeah, that was Kenneth. But we do have an interview with the director coming out soon. We're just kind of figuring out what day we put it on, but in the next couple days, look out for it with the director of Mayq.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that, and you can read our review in the meantime till that goes up. Then on the 13th, we've also got Mystery Chronicle, One-Way Heroics for PC, NASCAR Heat Evolution for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One, NHL 17 for PS4 and Xbox One, Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, Pro Evolution Soccer 2017 for PC, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and 360, Psychopaths Mandatory Happiness for PS4 and PS Vita, Recore for PC and Xbox One, which hopefully I'll be playing soon. I'm excited to check that one out. We got Rive for Windows and PS4, The Witness for Xbox One, and then on the 14th, the last three releases, we've got our Abaddon 3, The Warborn for PC and Mac, Conga Master for PC, and The Bunker for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So that's it for this week's show. We're going to call it in a little early. We'll do some quick plugs. If you want to find us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as DualShockers. Then we've also got our YouTube channel, which is DSTV Originals, if you want to subscribe there and see our videos. And then to join us every week and see our lovely faces on Twitch, or at least Azario's lovely face. He's you can see all of us every Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/DualShockers Live. And then obviously for everything else, you can find us at DualShockers.com for all our reviews, previews, news, Azario's reviews of Japanese games that I can't pronounce, all that stuff. Yeah, and then Dalo Arlan saying Hyper Light Drifter Wii U and Vita ports canceled. Just a note. That's interesting. I did not know about that, but that's unfortunate because that's a really good game. Anyway, we're gonna sign off here. So thank you all for watching. You can find me over on Twitter at my name below. It's just Brian Meitzler. It's easy. Azario, where can we find you?
Azario says on the Twitter.
On the Twitter. Good. And Gabriel, you can find him on Twitter. You'll just have to search for him because he doesn't like to say his Twitter handle out loud on the air.
It's one of those signs that those cosplayers use when they're getting their picture taken so that you know where to find them.
Basically, yeah. All right, that is it for us this week.
Crystal Dynamics just released a trailer of Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4 Pro, so I was trying to cover that.
Yes.
Because it looks so awesome, oh my god.
Always working, no matter what. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it, and we will see you all next week's show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.